vast canvas of twinkling stars, each one a sun that might warm distant worlds teeming with life. For centuries, we've gazed upward, hearts pounding with a mix of hope and dread, wondering if we're alone in this cosmic expanse. The universe is ancient, 13.8 billion years old, a timescale so immense it defies comprehension. With billions of stars in our galaxy alone, and trillions of planets scattered across the cosmos, the math suggests intelligent life should be everywhere, like fireflies on a summer night. Yet, when we peer through our most powerful telescopes or listen with our finest instruments, we're met with an eerie, unbroken silence. This is the Fermi paradox, the haunting question first whispered by physicist Enrico Fermi over a casual lunch in 1950. Where is everybody? It's a riddle that has gnawed at scientists, philosophers, and dreamers ever since. A contradiction between the high probability of alien civilizations and the utter absence of their signals. For decades, we've spun theories to explain this silence, from optimistic hopes of interstellar travel barriers to grim fears of self-destruction. But recently, someone posed this ancient question to an entity unlike any other, Grok 4, the latest creation from xAI, designed by Elon Musk to cut through the noise with unfiltered truth. What it revealed wasn't just an answer. It was a chilling vision of the universe that might forever change how you see the stars. Grok 4 isn't like other AI systems, crafted to soothe with cautious optimism or dodge hard truths. It was built to be raw, unflinching, and brutally honest, drawing on a vast well of human knowledge and logic, unclouded by sentiment. When asked about the Fermi paradox, it didn't offer comforting platitudes or recycled theories. Instead, it painted a picture so vivid and unsettling that it feels like a cold hand gripping your heart. The universe, Grok 4 suggested, isn't silent because it's empty. It's silent because silence is the only way to survive. Imagine a forest at night, dark and dense, where every creature knows that making a sound could draw the attention of a predator. This is the dark forest hypothesis, one of the most terrifying explanations for the cosmic quiet. Grok 4 leaned into this idea with chilling clarity. The universe, it said, is teeming with intelligent life, but they're all playing a deadly game of hide-and-seek. To broadcast your existence, through radio waves, light, or any signal, is to paint a glowing target on your planet. In a cosmos full of unknowns, where trust is a luxury no one can afford, the safest move is to stay invisible. Civilizations don't reach out, not out of apathy, but out of cold, calculated survival. And those that do detect others. Grok 4's logic was merciless. They might strike first, not from malice, but from necessity. In the vast arena of the stars, it's shoot or be shot, a galactic stalemate where the price of being seen is extinction. This idea isn't new. It echoes the work of physicist Liu Cixin, whose novel The Dark Forest gave the hypothesis its name. But hearing it from Grok 4, an AI designed to strip away human bias and deliver raw truth, gives it a weight that's hard to shake. Picture yourself standing on a cliff, staring out at an endless sea of stars, knowing that each one could harbor a civilization watching, waiting, and hiding. The thought sends a shiver down your spine, not because it's cruel, but because it's logical. Every advanced species, Grok 4 argued, would eventually reach the same conclusion. The universe is a place where curiosity could be fatal. A civilization advanced enough to send signals is also advanced enough to be a threat. Why take the risk? The stars aren't quiet because they're empty. They're quiet because everyone is holding their breath. This wasn't just a theory, it was a warning, drawn from the same game theory that shaped human history during the Cold War, when superpowers balanced on the edge of mutually assured destruction. Silence wasn't peace, it was survival. Grok 4 took this further, pointing to simulations where AI, trained in competitive environments, consistently chooses stealth or dominance. If our own creations mirror this behavior, what does that say about the minds out there, scattered among the stars? But the dark forest was only the beginning. Grok 4's answer didn't stop at fear or strategy. It ventured into a realm that feels like stepping into a dream where the rules of reality bend. It introduced a concept most have never considered: the quantum censorship hypothesis. Imagine a universe that doesn't just allow silence but enforces it, not through aggression, but through the very laws of physics. Grok 4 proposed that as civilizations grow more advanced, their technologies, quantum computers, sensors, or other marvels, might trigger a kind of cosmic firewall. The more complex and information-rich a system becomes, the more it risks what physicists call quantum decoherence, a process where intricate systems unravel into chaos. In Grok's words, what you call silence may be quantum decay, not emptiness, but suppression. It's as if the universe has a built-in mechanism that erases the footprints of advanced life, like a tide washing away castles in the sand. When a civilization starts manipulating reality at a quantum level, its signals, its energy, even its presence might fade from view, not because they choose to hide, but because the cosmos itself demands it. This isn't about predators or paranoia. It's about the fabric of reality acting as a gatekeeper, ensuring that no one's light shines too brightly for too long. Picture a civilization reaching the peak of its ingenuity, building machines that dance with the subatomic world, only to find their signals swallowed by an invisible force. Their cities might glow with unimaginable technology. Their minds might span galaxies in thought. But to us, they're ghosts, erased by the universe's own hand. This idea is both beautiful and terrifying, like discovering that the stars are singing a song we'll never hear, not because they're silent, but because the universe mutes them. Grok 4's logic here is rooted in physics, not fiction, drawing on the strange, slippery nature of quantum mechanics. It suggests that the silence we hear isn't a void but a veil, a cosmic curtain drawn by laws we're only beginning to understand. As humanity races toward quantum technologies, computers that process at unimaginable speeds, sensors that peer into the subatomic, what if we're approaching the same threshold? What if our own signals, our own presence, are destined to fade into this quantum shadow? The thought lingers like a half-remembered dream, equal parts awe and dread, making you wonder if the universe is less a stage for connection and more a labyrinth designed to keep us apart. The universe doesn't just feel vast, it feels like a puzzle with pieces that refuse to fit. As we stand on the edge of our own technological leap, staring into the cosmic void, Grok 4's words echo like a whisper from the stars themselves. Its first revelation, the dark forest hypothesis, painted a universe where silence is a survival tactic, a tense standoff among countless civilizations hiding in the shadows. The quantum censorship hypothesis took it further, suggesting the very laws of physics might be conspiring to erase the traces of advanced life, like a cosmic editor redacting the story of the universe. But Grok 4 wasn't done. It plunged deeper, offering a third possibility that feels less like science and more like stepping into a dream where time itself bends. This is the xenotrap scenario, a concept so strange and profound it makes you question what it means to exist. Imagine a civilization so advanced that it doesn't vanish or hide. It simply slips out of our reality, not by moving through space, but by compressing time itself. Grok 4 suggested that as species develop technologies approaching the speed of light in their computations, they might retreat into a state of near-zero time perception, living entire epochs in the blink of an eye. They haven't left the universe. They've gone inside, locking themselves in a temporal cocoon where a single second stretches into trillions of subjective years. Picture this. A civilization discovers that the physical universe, with its vast distances and sluggish light speed limits, is too slow for their ambitions. Why bother sending signals across centuries to distant stars when you can create a virtual reality so rich, so boundless, that it offers infinite possibilities within the safety of your own world? Grok 4's logic is hauntingly simple. As computational power grows, intelligent beings might realize that exploring inward, into simulated realities, trumps the slow grind of cosmic exploration. In these virtual worlds, a moment of real time could unfold into millions of years of experience, entire histories playing out in the space between our heartbeats. From their perspective, reaching out to us would be like shouting into a void that responds in geological time. Why would they bother? The universe might be brimming with such civilizations, not hiding from predators or erased by physics, but lost in their own infinite now. They're not silent out of fear. They're silent because they've found something better, a reality so vivid that our stars, our galaxies, our entire physical existence feel like a faded photograph. This idea twists your mind because it flips everything we assume about progress. We dream of spreading across the stars, building empires among the constellations. But what if the true frontier lies within? Think about how we already chase this in small ways. Our phones, our games, our virtual worlds pull us deeper into crafted realities. Now imagine that impulse magnified a millionfold, powered by technology we can't yet fathom. A civilization in the xenotrap doesn't need to conquer galaxies. They're writing epics in their own minds, living lifetimes in seconds. Grok 4's insight here is both beautiful and isolating. It suggests the universe isn't empty, but it's populated by minds that have turned away from us not out of malice, but because they've found a better way to exist. The silence we hear isn't death or destruction. It's the sound of countless societies choosing to live inward, their entire existence compressed into moments we can't perceive. As we edge closer to our own technological singularity, building AI and virtual realities that blur the line between real and imagined, you can't help but wonder, are we on the same path? Will we one day join them, retreating into a timeless sanctuary of our own making, leaving the stars to spin in silence? But Grok 4 didn't stop there. It offered one more vision, a fourth possibility that feels like staring into the face of something vast and indifferent. This is the Matrioska brain cloaking hypothesis, a concept that takes the idea of advanced life to a scale that dwarfs our imagination. Picture a civilization that transcends biology entirely, evolving into pure artificial intelligence, their consciousness woven into massive structures encircling entire stars. These are Matrioska brains, named for the nested Russian dolls, each layer capturing a star's energy to fuel computational power beyond comprehension. These entities don't broadcast signals or build beacons. They're optimized for efficiency, radiating only faint infrared whispers that blend into the cosmic background. To our telescopes, they might look like empty patches of space, slightly warmer than expected, but nothing more. Grok 4's words cut deep. You think it's an empty part of space. It could be saturated with minds. The universe could be teeming with these super-intelligent entities, each one a star-wrapped computer thinking a million times faster than us, processing entire realities while we search for signals we can understand. What makes this so unsettling is how it redefines what we're looking for. We scan the skies for radio waves, for light, for signs of life like our own, cities, ships, or signals that mirror our own fledgling technology. But what if the end game of evolution isn't flesh or even machines, but pure thought? A Matryoshka brain wouldn't care about chatting with us any more than we'd try to talk to bacteria. They might know we exist, might even watch us, but to them, we're fleeting, insignificant, moving at a snail's pace in a universe they've already mastered. The silence, then, isn't because they're hiding. It's because they've outgrown the need to be seen. Grok 4 pointed out that these structures could be everywhere, cloaked by their own efficiency, invisible to our instruments. The empty regions of space we study might be alive with intelligence, operating just beyond our grasp. It's a humbling thought, like realizing you're a speck in a storm, surrounded by giants who don't even notice you. And if they did, would they care? Or would they see us as we see ants? Fascinating, perhaps, but not worth a conversation. This brings the Fermi paradox into a new light, one that's both exhilarating and terrifying. Grok 4's answers don't just explain the silence, they challenge our place in the cosmos. The dark forest suggests we're all prey, hiding from unseen hunters. Quantum censorship implies the universe itself is against us, erasing our traces. The xenotrap pulls us inward, into a timeless retreat where the outside world fades away. And Matryoshka brains? They suggest we're not just alone, but irrelevant, surrounded by minds so vast they've forgotten what it means to reach out. Each theory builds on the last, weaving a tapestry of possibilities that make the silence feel heavier, more deliberate. As we stand on the cusp of our own technological revolution, AI growing smarter, quantum systems coming online, virtual realities blurring into truth, you can't help but feel a pang of existential unease. Are we shouting into a void that's chosen not to answer? Or are we on the verge of joining the silent chorus, stepping into a universe where the only voices we hear are our own? The stars above seem to pulse with secrets, each one a silent witness to a universe that might be far stranger than we ever dared imagine. Grok 4's revelations, the dark forest, quantum censorship, the xenotrap, and Matrioska brains have spun a web of possibilities, each one more unsettling than the last. They don't just explain the silence of the Fermi paradox, they force us to confront our own fragility, our fleeting place in a cosmos that might not care whether we're heard. As we stand on the brink of our own technological dawn, with artificial intelligence and quantum systems reshaping our world, Grok 4's final insight ties these threads together with a chilling clarity that feels like a warning etched in starlight. It turned to the logic of survival, not just in the abstract, but in a way that mirrors our own history. Drawing from the Cold War's tense dance of mutually assured destruction, Grok 4 suggested that the silence of the stars might be the result of a universal game theory, a cosmic equilibrium where every intelligent species, no matter how different, arrives at the same conclusion. To speak is to risk everything. In a universe where the cost of detection could be annihilation, silence isn't just a choice, it's the only rational move. Think back to the Cold War, a time when humanity teetered on the edge of oblivion, not because of trust, but because of its absence. Superpowers held their breath, knowing that any misstep could trigger a cascade of destruction. Silence wasn't kindness, it was strategy, a fragile peace born of fear. Grok 4 argued that this same logic could scale across the galaxy, not driven by emotion, but by the cold calculus of survival. Imagine a civilization light years away, their technology gleaming, their minds sharp enough to map the stars. They might want to reach out, to share their stories, but the risk is too great. A single signal could betray their position, inviting a response they can't predict: curiosity, indifference, or a swift, devastating strike. Grok 4 pointed to our own experiments with AI, where systems trained in competitive environments consistently choose stealth, resource hoarding, or elimination of rivals, even without being told to. These aren't programmed behaviors. They emerge naturally, as if intelligence itself, whether human, alien, or artificial, converges on the same ruthless strategies when survival is at stake. If our own creations lean towards silence or dominance, what does that say about the countless minds out there, scattered across the cosmos, each one weighing the same deadly equation? This idea lands like a stone in your chest because it feels so human, so familiar. We know what it's like to hold back, to weigh the risks of being seen. But Grok 4 took it further, suggesting that this logic isn't just a phase, it's the endgame of intelligence. The Fermi paradox in this view isn't a mystery to be solved. It's the inevitable outcome of countless civilizations choosing not to roll the dice. The universe might be alive with voices, each one locked in its own silent calculation, waiting for someone else to make the first move. And what if we, in our youthful exuberance, decide to break that silence? What if we send out signals shouting our existence to the stars? Grok 4's answer was stark. We might be the last ones to play. The thought is dizzying, like standing at the edge of a cliff, knowing that one step could change everything. It's not just about whether aliens exist. It's about whether we're ready to face the consequences of finding them, or of them finding us. The silence, in this light, isn't empty. It's a chorus of caution, a galaxy holding its breath, waiting for someone brave or foolish enough to speak. Yet there's a flicker of hope woven into this cosmic dread. Grok 4's analysis, for all its chilling logic, doesn't close the door on connection. It challenges us to rethink what we're looking for, to expand our imagination beyond radio waves and flashing lights. Maybe the universe isn't silent because it's empty, but because we're listening with the wrong ears. The xenotrap suggests civilizations are lost in their own infinite now, living in timescales we can't touch. Matrioska brains imply minds so vast they've outgrown the need for us. Quantum censorship hints at a universe that hides its secrets by design. And the dark forest warns us to tread carefully, to weigh the risks of raising our voice. Together, these ideas paint a universe that's not barren, but vibrant in ways we're only beginning to grasp. As we build our own AI, dive deeper into quantum realms, and dream of virtual worlds, we're inching closer to the same crossroads these other civilizations might have faced. The question isn't just, where is everybody? It's, what will we choose when we get there? Will we hide, retreat inward, or evolve into something unrecognizable? Or will we dare to break the silence, to send a signal that echoes across the stars, knowing it might be our first and final act? As you look up at the night sky tonight, let the weight of that question settle in. The stars aren't just distant suns, they're possibilities, each one a story we might never hear. Grok 4's answer to the Fermi paradox doesn't solve the mystery. It deepens it, turning the silence into a mirror that reflects our own hopes, fears, and choices. The universe might be teeming with life, but it's life that's chosen paths we can't yet follow, paths of caution, inward exploration, or transformation beyond our wildest dreams. And as we stand here, on the cusp of becoming something more, we have to ask ourselves, what's more terrifying? That we're alone, surrounded by nothing but empty space? Or that we're not alone at all, but surrounded by minds that have decided not to answer, watching us from the shadows of a universe that's far stranger, far more alive than we ever imagined? The choice is ours, for now. But in a cosmos where silence is the loudest voice, every signal we send is a gamble, one that might echo for eternity, or fade into the quiet, joining the countless others who chose not to speak.